Okay, so I'm going to go over the significant digits video, or significant digits note. So the first one, non-zero digits are always significant. Okay, and before I explain that, I'm going to explain why we use sigdigs, okay? So we can only be as precise as the instruments that we use in chemistry. So for example, if your scale gives you 1 decimal point, your answer should only have 1 decimal point because you can't make up numbers that the instrument didn't actually give you. Okay, so this is why we use sigdigs, and we're going to use it for all the math that we do in chemistry. So non-zero digits are always significant. So the non-zeros here is 1, 3, 2, 3, and 2. So those are all significant. Then we have all final zeros after the decimal point are significant. Okay, and the 2 rules for this one. The first one is that the 0 has to fall in a decimal place. Okay, so the decimal places are anything that comes after the decimal. And it also has to have a non-zero digit somewhere in front. Okay, so it has fall in the decimal place and has to have a non-zero digit somewhere in front of it. Okay, so for here, the 0, it falls in the decimal place, so it's the right side of the decimal, and then there's actually 4 non-zero digits in front. That makes that significant. This 4 is significant because it's non-zero, the 7, the 2, and the 1. So this number here has 5 sigdigs. Okay, so now this one here, these zeros, like for example this one, it does fall in the decimal place, but there's no non-zero digit in front. There's only a 0. So that makes this not significant and this 0 not significant. That means this one here, it falls in the decimal place, or in a decimal place because it's after the decimal point, and it also has non-zero digits in front of it. That makes this significant. And 2 is, and 4. So this number here has 3 sigdigs. Okay, and then we have the third one. So zeros between 2 other significant digits are always significant. And I like to call this the significant sandwich. Okay, so what it means is that, so this 0 is significant because of rule number 2. So it falls in the decimal place, and somewhere in front of it, it has a non-zero digit, okay, because of that 1. So that makes this 0 significant. And then 1 is also significant because it's non-zero. So if this is significant and this is significant, anything in between 2 significant numbers are also significant. So that means this number here, I have 3 sigdigs. Okay, and then again, 4 is a non-zero, 2 is a non-zero digit, and because of significant sandwich, that makes what's in the middle also significant. So this here has 4 sigdigs. Okay, these zeros all fall in the decimal place, and they all have a 6 in front, so a non-zero digit in front, making all of these zeros significant, and the 6 because it's non-zero. So then here I also have 4 sigdigs. Okay, so then 4. 0 used only for space in the decimal point are not, so keyword here, not significant. Okay, so if I have a number without a decimal point at the end, the zeros that fall after it here are not significant. My only significant digit here is the 1. So this here has 1 sig dig. Okay, these zeros here, they do fall in the decimal place, but there's not a non-zero digit in front. Okay, so since there's no non-zero digit in front of them, none of these are significant. Making my only significant is a 2, a 3, and a 3. So I have 3 sig digs here. Okay, at this point I want you to pause and try these out and then play the video again. So here, 400, again, there's no decimal point, so these are not significant, so I only have 1 sig dig. Okay, here we have a decimal point, so this 0 falls in the decimal place, and somewhere in front of it, it has a non-zero digit. So it can be 5 spots to the left. It doesn't have to be right after the non-zero digit, but somewhere in front, there's a non-zero digit of 2. So that makes my 2 also significant. And then looking at rule number 3, we've got the significant sandwich, making this 0 significant and this 0. So here I have 4 sig digs. Okay, this one here, these zeros fall in the decimal place, but there's not a non-zero digit in front of it. So my only significant digit here is the 1. So I have 1 sig dig. Okay, here, they're all non-zero digits. So all of them are significant. I have 3 there. Here, there's no decimal point. So that means this 0 is not significant. Therefore, I only have 2 sig digs. Here, this 0 falls in the decimal place, and in front of it, there's a non-zero digit, making this significant, my 3 significant, and my 5 significant. So here I have 3 sig digs. Why these are not significant is because they fall in the decimal place, but there's not a non-zero digit in front of it. So these 3 are not significant. Here, they're all non-zero digits, so I have 5. And then here, the 0 falls in the decimal place, and it has non-zero digits in front of it, so that's significant. So that means all of them are significant, so I have 6 sig digs.